Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Today I'm going to talk about a subject which by itself is very unusual because it's not talked about in any management discussions, in any management school. I've not read any articles about it. But it is very, very important, and that's your title, your designation. When I was working in Dunlop, title had a very important meaning, and they had a connotation. If you were a manager production or you were a production manager, there were two different connotations. A manager production was not as senior as a production manager. Why, I don't know, but that is how it was. And people gauged you by your title. So if you came out and you went to meet, and I've had this occasion for a lot of times, that when I go to meet somebody and I send my card in and it says, sales manager, he says, it's okay. But if I go in as vice president sales or director sales, doing the same job, I am looked at as somebody very senior. So in India, the management titles are very important. Even with your neighbors, when you say, what's your husband doing or what's your father doing, and when you give your title, he's a vice president, right? It sounds good. He's a director, sounds good. He could be doing any job. So one is how you designate your title. In DCM, we used to have two titles. One is for the external people and one is for the internal people. So internally I was known as the executive director, ED. Right? But externally, I was the CEO or the MD. Because the people I met, when you say you are an ED, it has a different connotation than if you say you are the MD. Because MD sort of emphasizes that you have the authority, you are the boss man. ED does not say that in the eyes of the beholder, whereas you are doing the same job. A lot of times when there was a very important job in Delhi, which is liaison with government officials, we gave some very high-sounding titles to managers who were going to meet the secretaries and under-secretaries and joint secretaries with those titles. Because based on that title, you got where you went. Internally also, people like to have good sounding titles. And when my company is electronics, I tell the guy, okay, select your own title. It really doesn't matter because people are not going to I think people aren't going to judge you by your title, but what you deliver to them. And since we are a very small company, we can get away with that. Other thing is, a title with no job relationship. So you get a title, you get a new title, but you continue to do the same job. A lot of times it's happened. People have been promoted, they've got increments, and they've got a high-sounding title, but they're doing the same job. The other problem is when you actually make a person a manager and then expect him to do administration. Today, and this is particularly true in case of IT and knowledge business, anywhere, knowledge business, pharma, IT, anywhere where. So a person would like to learn more, like to think more, like to do R&D. He does not want spending his time administrating people, looking for the leaves, for the holidays, for all kinds of administration job. He does not want 20 people reporting to him or 5 people reporting to him. He's quite happy working alone. And there are lots like that. There are lots of technical guys who would like to become managers and go up and have people reporting to them, but a lot of them do not want that. Then how do you handle them? They also are part of this hierarchy. So what do? You create a hierarchy where the guy is recognized, or guy or girl is recognized for the job that he or she is doing. Call them vice president, senior vice president, junior, whatever you want to call them, manager, right? And give them that R&D title, so that when they are outside with the outside world, when they talk to their neighbors, to their friends, when their kids talk about their parents, they say, oh, my father is this in this company. It does sound nice. Whereas, and what you have done, you have given him a recognition, you have given him a stature, you have given him a salary. At the same time, you have let him do what he likes doing best. You have not taken away. So what you have prevented yourself from doing is taken away a good technical person or a good salesman and got a bad manager. A lot of times this happens, that very good salespeople are promoted to become managers. And when they do that, you have lost a good salesperson. So we have to be very careful that we do that. But we keep doing this because there's a confusion of you being wanting to be seen. So always recognize two things. A person likes recognition. He or she likes to have a title so that the people around his own near and dear or the people he goes to meet give him the kind of respect based on the title. So when you want people to recognize you, you need a title. Secondly, not everybody wants to become a manager, but everybody wants recognition, wants increments, wants higher responsibility, but not a manager. So there are individuals, loners, recognize them, create a growth path for them. Architect, senior architect, whatever, global architect, whatever you want to call him or her, give them. Or a salesperson, senior salesperson, account manager, but he's individual. So recognize that this person likes to be working as an individual, but also recognize that each person likes to be recognized. In conclusion, one of the things I've learned in managing is you need a title to show your recognition to the outside world. You do not need the title for yourself internally. Internally, people judge you by what you are doing and what you are delivering. But this title is for the outside world. Okay? So that's one. Secondly, you must recognize people who are good managers, who are good administrators, and would enjoy that versus people who are not good at administration but who would like to work and deliver. And make sure that those who are good at working, who do not want to be managers, are recognized, given the recognition, promotion, rank, title, whatever, but left to get on with their job. Because this way you will get the best. With that, it's Veer Sagar saying thank you very much. Till next time. Bye-bye.